Welcome back to the Hermitcraft FTB server. Things are looking pretty good here. The forestry farm is running really good, putting out a lot of stuff. And I've done a little bit of work in here in the storage room, putting in some more DSUs. Now, it's been pointed out in the comments that the deep storage units, like for force logs, was not showing the number of them stored, and at first they didn't until there was like more than a stack, and then it started showing some actual numbers. The same applied for forest saplings, redstone, coal, and sand, which is a byproduct of the farm. See, I was cooking sand up in a furnace while I was getting sand by macerating cobblestone, but now that I've got a farm going, sand is a byproduct, and I don't think I'll have a shortage again. And I've even got another one in here for cobble. I'm going to end up moving the deep storage for cobble out of the AE system and bringing it down here, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Got plenty of stuff in here, lots of stuff going on, and the logistics system has grown by leaps and bounds. There is now, if I click on here and select craftable, there's now just over one page, just onto the start of the second page of stuff that it knows how to craft, and that will continue to grow over time. Also, from the comments of recent videos, several people have informed me that the force bow that I tried to use before did not work with regular arrows, and so I'm going to make a new force bow and give it another chance. So I've got a bow in here, and oh no, wait just a cotton picking minute. Alright, hang on. Apparently you have to make it with force sticks. Okay, not a problem. I'll just take that, ditch it in there. I've got some more string. Force sticks and not a problem. I have some logs. Now I have a couple of stacks of sticks. Looks like Slipgator's just getting into the action today. Alright, there's a force bow. Alright. Go ahead and pop this sucker in here. And I've looked up on the Thaumcraft wiki, or actually I believe it's the FTB wiki's entry for Thaumcraft, and I found what you can put on here. You can put speed on there, which will make the arrows fly faster. Claws will add damage, and I believe the maximum is 5. You can also add fortune to get up to 5 luck. You can add spider eye to get bane, which apparently curses anything hit with it. And you can add a Thaumcraft shard to get repair. I'm going to put repair on there. And I'm going to go ahead and throw 1 fortune on it. And let's just go with that. Let that cook up. This is probably going to take a little while, so we'll let it cook up and I'll be back. Okay, that's finished up, and we've got swiftness, luck, power 5, and repair 1. Alright, so that should be a pretty good bow. And now for arrows, the force arrows, which are made, let's see, I need some force nuggets. Let's go ahead and get a stack of those. There's our force nuggets. So, nuggets, sticks, feathers, get force arrows, and you get 6 per craft instead of 4 like you would with vanilla arrows. So that's plenty of arrows. Just over 3 stacks. Not bad. Alright, now for the arrows, Let's see, I'm hoping you can put a stack of them in here at once. Wait just a minute. You can't put them in there at all. I could have sworn you could put something, you could put like bane could be put on arrows and so on, but apparently not. In any event, I don't suppose that's going to matter. What I'm going to do, I will just put the extra arrows up here. I'll just carry a stack and put this stuff away and get it straightened out and organized somewhat later. But for right now, I'm going to get set up to do a little something else. I'm going to need another shard. I'm going to need a gold nugget. And a stick. And I picked the earth shards because I've got more of those than I do anything else. Alright, basic beginning of Thaumcraft. Wand of the Apprentice. Alright. Now we take a bookcase and set it down out here. Hit that with the wand after it charges up. And that gets us E-085, which apparently has a little bit... No, these things flashing are eligible to be discovered. Okay, yeah. Basic information here. Smoky quartz. Bottle of rainwater. And all this basic stuff up here. I'm going to have to reread this stuff because I'm sure, in fact I know it's changed since the last version of Thaumcraft that I had any experience with. But there's a lot of stuff in here. Most of it is blacked out and unavailable right now. I recognize what a few of them are, but I'm sure there have been changes and additions as well. The layout of this thing is different. I do wish you could zoom in and out on it, though. It would be better, I think. So, it's time to head out to the Mesa. Now, I have been back here once to set up a magnum torch to prevent mob spawns around here so that I could work unbothered. But that's all I've done around here. And actually, I'm actually looking to find some part of it where there are some hostiles because I want to try out this force bow. Alright, it does... Whoops. It does draw back, so it will work with these arrows. That's good. I'm going to head out here and get far enough away from the magnet torch that its effect is not prevalent. And let's see what kind of damage we can do with these here force arrows. Down here in the shaded area. Well, I would have thought there'd have been something down here. But then again, of course, it is just now sunset, so that will change. But even then, that's not really that important. That's not why we're here. So, up here is where I'm going to set up a basic initial Thaumcraft work area. First thing I'm going to do is level this place out a little bit because the high level is a little on the small side. I go down a few levels, get some more working area. Alright, let's get that magnum torch back up. There. There's also been several people suggesting that I call this place Black Mesa. Half-Life fans, no doubt. But I was thinking, honestly, Red Mesa sounds more appropriate. I don't know. I haven't decided, actually. I'm going to have to give that some thought. And in the meanwhile, I do need to head back to the base because there's a few things that are necessary. Alright, we're back here at the Mesa, and I have made a few trips to pick up some stuff and bring some things back. No doubt I'll be making more trips. I got a few diamond chests set up here to hold everything, and it's all nice and conveniently placed. Okay, I've got the arcane work table together, which is basically you just craft this table thing and hit it with the wand and it turns into that. It functions as a regular crafting table and also for making things with these from the wand. And this is, of course, the all-important research table, which isn't quite a research table yet. I need to add in a glass bottle and a feather, and let's see, where is it? An ink sac. And they get crafted together thusly. Scribing tools, and we just right-click on the table with the scribing tools, and bingo, we have the research table. Okay. Let's go ahead and get some paper together. That goes down here. And this switch goes from cursory to thorough. With cursory research, you don't have much chance of losing what you put in here. With thorough, you have a much higher chance of losing something, but you also have a much higher chance of discovering something. So I'm going to leave that on thorough almost always. And over here is where stuff appears when you figure it out. And in here is where the actual theory appears when you start discovering something. So I'm going to start out with, let's throw some coal in there and see what we get from coal. This shows the different aspects that are on that particular thing and how much. We've got ignis, potentia, and saxum. We'll click here to start some research, and we've already got something going here, unknown theory, and it certainly looks unknown. And now we have a second aspect that is in this item. Keep clicking that there. Okay, it sounds like we've got something started here. I think I know what it is too. Okay, these two are 100%. We don't need the coal anymore. Let's see. Actually, I'm pretty sure I know what that is. So let's try putting in some torches for the lux aspect of things. And yeah, I figured that would be there. Nitor. And I wanted that one first because I heard something about that recently. Now, okay, we just right-click, and that now becomes part of Thaumcraft. You notice it's lit up, and now there's something else here too that's been unlocked by that. But there's something about Nitor I learned recently. And that is that if you make up Nitor, you don't need to... Oh, well, I was a little premature in taking that netherrack out of there. The idea is you don't have to have a flame or lava down there and have it be something where you're going to take flame damage every time you get near it. Okay, now look in here, click on that for Nitor. And this an endless ever-burning flame, basically. Produces light, not much energy. No, not much heat. Light and some energy. Okay. 4 Ignis, 6 Lux, and 4 Potentia. You shift right-click over these things, and it shows you what aspect is in there. Now, Lux, you get that from torches. You can also get it from things like glowstone, and almost anything that lights up. Ignis you can get from the coal, and what's the other thing? Potentia. So 4 Potentia, 4 Ignis. And there's 2 in each piece of coal, so... Alright. Cauldron is heated up, and so on, so we drop the torches in there. Drop the... They didn't drop... Oh, yeah, of course. I have to turn off the coin of suck, or I won't be able to drop anything anywhere. Alright, 6 torches and 2 coal. Well, we'll try it this way. There. Alright, that should take care of that. Now we'll just whack that with the wand. It gives us some nitor. And with the nitor, we can come down here, put that flame out, and just drop a nitor there, and it will handle this. Okay, where's my bucket? And I'm going to be glad when I get to the point where I can have something automatically keep that refilled. And I'm going to have to... Wait, don't I have some stone in there? Yes, I do. There, that looks better. Alright, now let's see what else we can discover. Can we get anything more out of torches? This has to get to gaseous glowstone? Wow, that sounds cool. Yeah, this has to get to like 75% before it lights you up here and tells you more. Okay, that's at 100%. No sense of wasting any more torches on it. Can we get anything out of that? Yeah, alright, let's use the coal then. Get that up to 75%. It'll show us what the last aspect is, if I remember that correctly. What does it say on the theory? That usually gives some kind of a clue. No, it's in completely invisible light. Okay. Glass, these force logs have this potentia aspect. It might be something to do with this. No. When these things here go shaded out, that means that that aspect is not involved. Okay. See, this is the part about Thaumcraft research that can be slow and painstaking. It's just a question of figuring out what things are going to have that in there. Let's try the redstone. Oops, don't click there. Click here. And we already know about the potentia, so no. Did we get anything different with a diamond? No. Of course, I only tried one. What the heck? It's not like I'm running short of them. But we don't need to spend any more of those for the moment. Alright. Completely invisible. Need something with the eyeball icon. And this is where I make yet another one of those runs back to the base. See if I can find some carrots. Whoa. Thing glitches on me a little bit when traveling any kind of a seriously long distance. And then takes a minute before it's going to respond to anything. I have only 3. And the Thaumcraft aspect doesn't show in that, so let's just go ahead and get them. It has it, of course. I knew it did. But what I'm going to have to do is farm up some more of them, because that's the only 3 I've got available. And so begins the wonderful fun of Thaumcraft research, which is actually something of a chore. Alright. I get to wait until this stuff grows, and while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and harvest and replant this wheat, because seeds is something I know I'm going to need a lot of. Okay, I'm back with a few carrots, so let's see if this was worth doing. Well, apparently not for that. Get anything from melon? No. How about wheat? No. Alright, seeds. Not for this one. Alright, well, that's the thing about Thaumcraft. It takes a while to figure it out. Get anything from paper? I don't think so, honestly, but it's worth checking. Because paper's cheap. Alright, that's what we've tried so far. This may be one of those that we have to go back to. Alright, let's try some rubber. No. Not the rubber. Alright. So, for now, I'm going to pull this partially completed theory out. And I'm going to set this over here. And I'll come back to it later. So, let's go ahead and grab something else. Alright, let's let's have a look at this thing and see if there's any clues as to what might be a good thing to go with. Okay. Gold nuggets. I remember what that is. I can't think of the name of it. Alright, let's throw some iron in there. Basic transmutation. And so on. Got something else revealed. That's completed. Alright, now I know seeds are part of this one because of the permutatio aspect. that's completed. Base metals into gold. Oh boy. Okay. All right. That's the thing. It's kind of tough trying to figure out what these things are. They don't give you a whole lot of clues. And a lot of it is just plain trial and error. Alright, permutatio metallum. Paper, perhaps, because of that book signal cognito knowledge thing. No. This is why, very much, that I plan to do most, if not all, of the Thaumcraft research off camera, because it can take forever doing it. No, that's not that. And it's also likely that I don't have any of the right materials here, which I'm sure that some viewers who have completed this research recently will probably be thinking to themselves, you don't have the right stuff here, you can't do it. It's entirely possible. So I'm going to continue working at this, and as I said, I'm going to work on this off camera for a while, spend a few hours working on this, and next episode I'll check in with some results and so on. And by the way, in the last map I did complete all of the Thaumcraft research, so it's going to be a matter of remembering some of it and discovering whatever changes there's been and so on. It'll take a little while. I figure a few hours, and I should probably get a large chunk of it done. So, we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.